that when you come visit, you always bring someone along who's inclined to the mission. Today you brought along Jessica. Jessica, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Our pleasure. So, Jess, for a lot of people, I'm always kind of curious. You know, you come in, you look like you're all put together, you look fabulous.
Thank you.
But there was a time in your life where, you know, that wasn't the case. So would you mind just, you know, in a way of telling us the story of, you know, where you were, what happened, and where you are now?
Yes, my drug addiction and I guess mental health issues that I had, I ended up in jail. I did some time there. When I got out of jail, you know, I'm an only child. I don't have much family. The family that I did have was kind of like, hey, you know, you can't do this here. So we looked up the city mission, and I was mortified to go there. I thought it was going to be, you know, cots in a cafeteria and lining up around a corner to eat, and I didn't want to do that. But then when I got there, I realized it was like an actual house, speaking for the women, an actual house that you live in, and it's very much like home. I now live in one of the suites there with one other roommate. They're very nice there. The food is great. I have new responsibilities today that I didn't have then. I have people that trust me, you know, and depend on me to do things. You know, I assist Miss Nettie as an RA there.
Wonderful.
And I'm also on the resident council. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot of good things for them, and they do a lot of good things for me.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. So take a second and talk about that journey. You know, what I hope is that people are listening right now and they identify with you. They hear a little portion of your story and say, wait a second, that's me. And I'm still out there, you know, running. And,
yes.
you know, go back and talk about those early days of what it was like to find yourself in addiction.
Yeah, just addiction will ruin, you know, your relationship with your family, a relationship in general, as to which it did with me. You know, I was in a 20-year relationship. It kind of fell apart due to my addiction, and which then in turn leaves me to, you know, sleeping at a friend's house, or, you know, not sure what's going to happen, and then getting in trouble. So then you can't gain, you know, employment. So then I'm, you know, selling drugs and, you know, trying to figure out a way to use drugs and, you know, pay my bills or just to live.
Yeah.
You know, so.
So did you find yourself at any time on the street? Was that
not
that
necessarily on the street, but I been without a permanent address.
Couch
it was
surfing.
Never my house. Yeah.
So you relied on the kindness of strangers.
Yeah, just my friends and people that I was using drugs with. So.
So then that entrance into City Mission, was this voluntary, or did family say to you, hey, Jessica, you've got one choice and this is it?
It was kind of like, you can stay here for a certain amount of time, but you need to find something else to do.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You just can't do it here.
And you said essentially the idea of going into a mission.
I was mortified.
Mortified. I mean, that's a very strong choice of words.
It is.
So the idea of a mission at some point, you probably thought, what? I mean, it was a dark and dour place.
Yes, like I said, I thought it was going to be a whole bunch of cots in a cafeteria or something, and you got to pack up and leave at a certain time and, you know, whatever. But it's not like that. You know, I came here and I'm in their program. So now, you know, I'm getting help with my addiction. I'm getting help with my mental health. I'm going to get help with housing.
Fabulous.
You know, there's so many other resources that I didn't even know existed.
Excellent. How long have you been there?
I've been there since June 2nd.
June 2nd, and here we are towards the end of the year here. Mm-hmm. So for the first time in a while, you've got a measure of sobriety about you.
Oh, absolutely.
What's that like?
That's great.
Yeah, that's good.
I'd never been to a meeting. I've never been to rehab. You know, so in June, it was the very first time I've ever attended any kind of Narcotics Anonymous meeting or, you know, anything. I've met a lot of great people there, you know, friendships that I'll have with me for the rest of my life.
That's a wild feeling to walk into a room and to be honest and say, hi, I'm an addict and an alcoholic.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, what's that like?
It's different when you say it out loud. When you say, hi, I'm Jessica and I'm an addict, that it's different.
Yeah, it's hard to avoid the truth, isn't it?
It is. It is.
But in some way, when you say that, it's also freeing, isn't it?
It most definitely. I don't mind talking about it today, whereas some time ago, I would minimize, you know, what I was doing. I didn't want anybody to know.
Yeah.
Now, it's not that I don't care, but it just makes me the person that I am today, you know, stronger and, you know, honest, more honest.
Yeah. So what they say, don't let your light hide under a bushel. So
Absolutely.
Now there's your light, right?
Mm-hmm, yes.
Yeah.
And then now I'm able to help others. Like I said, I help, you know, Miss Nettie with her, her resident assistant, one of them, and I get to help other girls. And I think that that's one of the things that are keeping me clean today, because not only now, because I am a mother, my kids depend on me. I have 2 that are, in the addiction, and one is in a halfway house, one is in jail, and she's on her way, somewhere else tomorrow. So now it's not just them that, look up to me and depend on me. I have all of these girls, that I have a responsibility that I have to practice what I preach, and I have to stay a certain way, for them. So
if you can do it, then others can do it as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So then go deeper into this. A life of service is different than a life of addiction. There is something that, an addict, an alcoholic, you are selfless. I mean, you're a selfish person, because it's all about that opera of me,
Absolutely.
me.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been a change. Something happened where you went from inward to outward.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I coming there, I've got in touch with my higher power. I've always had my own relationship with him, but I had never prayed out loud or anything of that nature. Today, before coming in here, the other guest that you have, I grabbed her hands and we prayed out loud. And I would have never done that.
Yeah.
I would have never done that.
At one point, that would have seemed weird or odd,
It would have
right?
seemed weird.
Yeah, but now it's a natural thing.
It's normal for me now.
Yeah.
I'll stop in a grocery store. I don't care.
Yeah. There's something to be said about the power of that, isn't there?
There is.
Yeah.
There is.
So then, now that you've been sober since June, you've got a future ahead of you. When do you dare even look down the road a little bit and say, I see myself this way at some point?
I mean, I don't want to ever be that person again, but I can just do this for today. And, we all think about all the people I've talked to anyway. You still think about it. Not that you want to do it, but it's still a part of you.
Sure it is, yeah.
So, I can't forget it, but I can forgive myself for doing it.
Yeah, I think, the thing, a lot of people who are in recovery, some people especially want to romanticize that time when they were out there, that there was something that was, a grand journey or, something powerful there. The fact of the matter is, for myself, I'll say that's a lot of rubbish.
It is.
I mean, that just will drag you back into the grave.
It definitely will.
Yeah.
It definitely will. So I see myself in a better position today. And I'm thinking this time last year when I was sitting in a house doing drugs, I never thought that I would be sitting here talking about not doing drugs anymore on a radio station.
God works in mysterious ways, does he
Absolutely.
not? That's good. Fabulous. Well, Jessica, congratulations on that. I mean, that's
thank
a
you.
powerful thing to hold in your hand. I hope that you move forward, and each day, each minute, each hour, you continue to be sober and to walk with the Lord.
I am. I'm going to do the best I can at that.
Fabulous.
I appreciate you saying the word powerful to me, because I've been hearing that the last 2 days, the word powerhouse and powerful about me. So I appreciate that.
Well, there's a lot of
Thank
truth
you.
there, right? I mean, I think the fact of the matter is we are all powerful.
Absolutely.
But, somehow we tend to subvert that or think that we are less than, which drags us
Absolutely.
down into addiction.
Yes, absolutely.
So good. Keep on being powerful.
Thank you.
My pleasure.